Lesson 38, Powers of Sums and Solving by Factoring. In this first example, they're asking us to expand x plus 3 to the third power. Now remember, the exponent tells us how many times we have to multiply the number by itself. So here we have to do x plus 3 times x plus 3 times x plus 3. To do that, we're going to start first by multiplying the first two parentheses. So we'll do x times x, x squared, x times 3, 3x, 3 times x, 3x, and 3 times 3, 9. Then we're going to do like terms, and we have x2 plus 6x plus 9. That trinomial we're going to multiply by x plus 3. And when we do that, we're going to do it in this case right to left. So x to the third power. Then x times 6x is 6x squared. And x times 9 is 9x. Then we multiply times the 3. 3 times x squared is 3x squared. 3 times 6x is 18x. And 3 times 9 is 27. When we do like terms, we have x3 plus 9x squared plus 27x plus 27. And that would be our answer. Now you will see as you do these exercises that there is a pattern that these numbers follow. And that's what I'm going to teach you now. A special product is a multiplication that follows some pattern, and then you can just use the formula or the pattern that you memorize instead of doing the whole multiplication. So what we're going to do is that whenever we have a sum to the third power, we're going to do the first one to the third power. Then we're going to add 3 times the first one to the second power and the second one to the first power. And then we're going to add 3 times the first one to the first power and the second one to the second power. Notice how they changed. Finally, we're going to add the second one to the third power. Now, this is very easy. It might look a little weird right now because you're not familiar with it. But once you get familiar and you memorize the formula and learn how to apply it, it's going to be very, very easy. Let's do the second one. And the second one is a subtraction. So when you have a subtraction to the third power, what you're going to do is exactly the same, but this second term is going to change to a minus. And also the last term is going to change to a minus. So let's see how we would apply these formulas. In this case, what we're going to do is this is going to be our A, our first number, and 5 is going to be our B, our second number. So what we're going to do is start with x, which is our first number, to the third power. Then, since it's a subtraction, I have to put a minus. Notice I don't have to worry about the sign of the multiplication. I just use the signs that are given in the formula. Then I'm going to multiply 3 times the first one, which is x squared, times the second one, which is 5. Then we're going to add 3 times the first one, times the second one to the second power. And then we're going to subtract the second one, which is 5, to the third power. If we simplify this, we get negative 15x squared plus 5 squared is 25 times 3 is 75x minus 5 to the third power, which is 125. And notice how we did our process in 2 steps instead of 4 or 5. So it's very simple. Just memorize the formulas and learn how to apply them. The second part of the lesson is about solving by factoring. So you guys already know how to factor, so we are going to organize it in descending order, looking at the exponents, and we're going to pass the 6 that is adding to subtract, so that we have the equation equal to 0. Then we're going to factorize, looking for 2 numbers that multiply, give me negative 6, and add a negative 1. And the answer is negative 3 plus 2. Now this is saying that there is a product of 2 numbers, that gives me 0. So one of them has to be 0. So I'm going to say that x minus 3 could be 0, or x plus 2 can be 0. So when is x minus 3 0? When x equals 3. Notice that I passed the negative 3 here to add, and that is 3. If we put this value 3 in here, 3 minus 3 is 0, and that makes it work. Then we do the same. We pass the positive 2 to subtract, minus 2, and that is our second solution. So in this case, the solution set is going to be negative 2 and 3. Notice how I use braces. I don't use parentheses because we're not talking about a point. We are giving a set. Let's look at the next example. We're going to do the same, passing everything to the left and changing the signs because they're moving to the other side. And we're going to write it in descending order. Then we're going to put x, that is our common factor, because I see that there is an x in all three terms, and rewrite the trinomial. Once we have the trinomial with no common factors, I can factorize it. So now it's two numbers that multiply give me negative 35 and added give me positive 2, which in this case is going to be positive 7 times negative 5. And now we're going to do the same. In this case, we're going to have three solutions because we have three factors where x is involved. So we're going to find it the same way we saw. So we're going to pass the 7 that is adding to subtract and the 5 that is subtracting to add. And those are our three answers or solutions. Remember, the solutions make the equation true. So the solution set is going to be negative 7, 0, and 5. And that would be our answer. And that's it. Very simple lesson. Go do some practice. If you have any questions, write them in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Have fun.